Well, Sian, nice to talk to you, and congratulations on your new contract. How do you feel about committing your future to Villa?
Thank you. I'm excited. When it all came about, I was just shocked, but also really pleased. Obviously, all the hard work I've been putting in over the last couple of seasons has been rewarded, and I'm very thankful for to the club and to the staff here. They've given me this opportunity as well, and I'm just excited just to keep going now.
At times like this, you perhaps think about the future, don't you, and what you might achieve over the course of the contract. Have you got any targets personally or collectively for the team?
Definitely. I think I'm one of those people. Like, it's hard not to do it, but you do it anyway. Like, you start thinking about in the future what's going to happen, and obviously my thing is now is just to help our team get promoted. That's our main goal. We want to get promoted. We want to be playing in the WSL, and for me that'd be a massive goal for me, because that's where I'm pushing to be, and hopefully that's where we end up, because we're putting in all the hard work, and hopefully we get rewarded for all our hard work and end up getting into the WSL, which is obviously what I want to do as well.
Speaking to Marissa Ewers and Gemma Davis before you played at Villa Park, you could sense a real optimism and excitement amongst them and the fans and the players. Is it a really good time to be involved with the Aston Villa women?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone can sense that something special's happening here. I can speak for all the girls and obviously myself and all the staff that we're so grateful for the backing that the club's given us, because there's not many teams, especially Premier League teams, that back their women's team, and we're grateful that our team, well, very grateful that our team, our men's team, is supporting us, and it shows a unity, and it can only push not just us but also the women's game even further, which is our main goal as well as a collective, is to promote women's football and give it the best possible platform for the next generation.
Tell us a little bit about your background as a player, how you got into it and what you've done before Villa.
Well, I've been playing since I was 6 years old, so football's really all I've known. When I was younger, I started at Wolves, worked through their youth system, and then when it came to, I'd finished my under-14s, and then I made the move over to Birmingham City. I spent a few years there at Birmingham City, and then when I'd reached the development stage in terms of the reserves, I got asked to join Arsenal, which was an amazing experience for me. I was there for 2 years. I got to train with some of the best internationals in the world, Dutch players, German players, US players, and I learnt so much in my time there. I managed to go full time, and obviously, as I said, playing with some amazing players, and obviously it gave me a winning mentality, because when you was at Arsenal, it was all about winning, and it gave me that spur and that drive just to have that winning attitude, not just to win games, but even if it's just win you 1v1 battle, it drives that winning mentality inside you.
Did you always want to be a keeper?
Well, funnily enough, when I was playing in my younger years, we got asked who wanted to go in goal, and no one put their hand up, and I was just like, I'll take one for the team, I'll take it. And with that, I just never looked back. My dad was my coach at the time, and he used to play in goal as well, so he used to mentor me and really help me. So I've literally been in goal since the age of 6, 7, and it's just I've never played anywhere else really. Obviously played outfield a few times, but I prefer to stay in goal.
Was that weird or good to have your dad as your coach?
Good and bad, because obviously he doesn't want to be too hard on you, but he doesn't want to be too soft on you. And I think with my dad, he's been amazing, and my mum as well. Both of them have pushed me. They've always been my biggest fan, but also my biggest critic. So if they think I can do better, and I'll know deep down as well if I can do better, they'll tell me, and I'm very grateful for that, because it just keeps pushing me. And I'm, as I said, very grateful for what they've done for me.
And how about the season so far? 4 wins out of 4 in the league. That's certainly the start you were looking for.
Yeah, definitely. I think we set a marker last season in terms of how we ended the season, obviously with our form. I think for us, we just wanted to take each game as it comes, because obviously it's a long season, and we know what we're trying to do is going to be difficult. Obviously there's other teams that are pushing for it as well, but for us, we've just been taking each game as it comes. Each game's posed a new challenge for us that we've had to deal with, and I think we've dealt with it very well. And I think for us, going forward, it's just gives us that momentum, that belief that what we're trying to do, we can achieve, and if we keep working hard, then the possibility of it happening is very, very high.
How much did you enjoy the game at Villa Park against Blackburn, and particularly the save you made near the end? Because goals win matches, saves win matches as well, don't they?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I can speak for the girls as well. We all said it was an amazing experience. The fact we got to train there on the Thursday before the game was very beneficial to us. It allowed us to adapt to the surroundings, because obviously we're not used to playing there. But that day, I think it's one I'll never forget. I had my little niece walking out with me as well. So it was a special moment for me with her. But that game, as you said, yeah, it was an important save at the end. I think that's my job though. So the girls didn't ask too much of me in that game. And when I got called upon, that's my time to step up. And I think that's something that I did in that game. And I've just got to continue to do that when the girls call upon me. And he's made those important saves, because that could obviously be the difference of us possibly winning the league and getting promoted or not. So it's definitely important.
Nice occasion for the family, that sounds. How old's your niece?
She's coming up now she's nearly 1 year old.
Right, I was going to say maybe a star of the future, who knows? But actually, on that point, I was speaking to a few of the parents of the girls who'd come to watch. And how good is that for you and the rest of the team? The fact that you are role models and you're helping to inspire young girls play football and then maybe following your footsteps.
It's massively important. The small things can be a big difference to someone so young. And if we make it accessible, so we always make sure after every game we go and speak to the fans, because they take the time out of their day to come and support us. So it's only fair that we use our time at the end of the game to go and say thank you, because they don't have to turn up, but they do, and we're very, very grateful for it. And for us, it's just a constant battle now. We just have to keep promoting the women's game and encouraging young girls, whether it is to play football, whether it is to play netball, basketball, just to encourage them to take up something different, and just even if they want to be like a doctor, a lawyer, like just go and do it. No one's saying you can't do it. Just believe in yourself, because that's the main thing. As long as you believe it, then eventually other people will believe that you can do it, and it'll end up coming true.
We're looking forward to speaking with Melissa Johnson later, the Player of the Month for August in the Women's Championship. Deservedly so, because you're looking to keep clean sheets, but you know if you can make the saves, when you've got a player of her quality at the other end, you're always likely to score, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like me and Mel have a little bit of banter about that. Like she was saying, if you save it, I'll score it. Or if I remember at the Crystal Palace game, I actually set her up for one of the goals. I was like, so do I get a little bit of that then if you've scored? But no, as I said, like me and the forwards have a great relationship in terms of like, if I'm at my top game in training, it pushes them in training. So obviously, if I'm making saves, then their finishing's got to be even better to obviously make sure that they're scoring past me. And then if they're doing better, then it only betters me as well. So it's a constant circle. So as long as we're pushing each other, I think you'll see a massive benefit from both sides in terms of goals scored and obviously like stopping goals going in.
How do you find working under Gemma Davies as well?
Gemma's amazing in terms of the support that she gives you. She gives you that confidence within yourself. She puts a lot of trust in you in terms of, she says, just be confident, trust yourself. And I think that's a massive thing to say, because obviously we've got such a young team as well. There's a few obviously older players that we lean on for support, but in terms of a younger player, for a manager to give you such confidence, it'll only help you. If you know that your manager's got your back, it'll only push you to be brave on the ball and try different things, and obviously push forward and just keep pushing yourself and trying to better yourself as a player. And
what are your hopes for the games coming up then? Because you want a bit of revenge over Durham, don't you? after losing to them in the cup, and you've got Charlton in the next league game. Yeah,
I think for us, as we said, just taking each game as it comes. Obviously, with what happened at Durham, we're very disappointed with what happened, and I think for us, it gave us a lot of lessons to learn, but it also gave us that drive to be like, we don't want that feeling again. We want to make sure that we keep pushing ourselves and we set the standard, because we believe that we play a style of football that's one, attractive, but also it's hard for teams to play against us because they don't know what we're going to do. But for us as well, playing Charlton will be another test for us. There's no game in this league that's easy, and I think for us it's just a case, as I said, just taking each game as it comes, because obviously you can only do that. You can only control what you can control, and obviously that's how well you play in each game.
Now, strikers look at goals, don't they? They have targets for the season. Do you have a number of clean sheets you're looking to keep, or what do you think?
To be honest, it's one of them. I don't put too much pressure on myself. Obviously, I'd love to keep a clean sheet every game, but sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes if someone's hit it top corner, you can't always save it. So for me, it's more about, is my performance being consistent? So am I making key saves at key points in the game that's allowing us then to push on and obviously win games or draw games and make sure we're getting something out of it at the end of the day? I think that's been my main goal, is just consistency, because I think the more consistent you are, the more likely better things are to happen. So whether you're going to win a game or draw a game, if you're consistent, that's more likely to happen than whether if you're like a 10 out of 10 one week or 5 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 the next week. It's not beneficial to me, it's not beneficial to the girls either.
Great stuff, Sian. You're clearly a good talker, a good communicator, which is a good sign for a keeper, I think. Thanks very much and good luck for the rest of your Villa career.
Thank you.
Thank you.